Boys, we have been on an absolute tear lately with a lot of the videos that I've been making recently coming true and being very accurate. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys the exact setup that I'm looking at for WIF. If you don't already own WIF hat, this time around, this is projected to be one of the top meme coins by the time all is said and done. Personally, this is my largest position when it comes to meme coins, right alongside Popcat. That's the reason why both of these are at the top of my list when it comes to the main coins that I'm going to talk about. And if you've never gotten exposure to WIF before, this is currently sitting at about $3 billion worth of market cap, but this is a dog coin, and for those of you who have been in the last cycle, you saw exactly what happened with Dogecoin and Shiba. Dogecoin went all the way to $60 billion and Shiba went all the way to $40 billion. So it would only be fair to assume that WIF can perform somewhat similarly to those two coins, especially since Solana meme coins have been the talk of the show for quite literally the entire bull run. And again, even if we just compare this to Dogecoin and Shiba, WIF has at least 5 to 10x worth of moves left in its tank before, by the time all is said and done. And this thing is only just getting started. Price action is looking fantastic. And as of right now that we're making this video, you are absolutely not late. If anything, the move is about to start soon. But boys, before we dive into it, there is a very important announcement. Once a year, we do a promotion on the AOC Alpha group, and this is the only promotion that we do for the rest of the year. It's about to end in just under 48 hours, and you basically get the chance to join for less than half the price. Now, to figure out exactly what you're going to get here, feel free to check out the website, but just as a TLDR, you're going to get access to my exact trade setups alongside my team with exact entries, stops, and exits. You're going to get access to our research on upcoming narratives as well as the top narratives right now, so that you're not stuck missing a big move. You will actually be positioned in those trends early before they start. And for those of you who have been watching my videos, and you know that we have an ability to at least catch some pretty good pumps. And lastly, if you're a complete beginner and you want to learn how to do this the proper way, this is one of the best places to do it. You're going to be learning the mechanical smart money trading strategies that we use in AOC. And all of this will just help you figure it out without having to go through all the trial and error and lost money. Because let's face it, we are currently at the midpoint of the bull market, and you don't exactly have the luxury of going through all the trial and error as well as spend months upon months trying to figure this out by yourself. And also, at this point, you really don't have much to lose. The fact that the price is this low, the fact that we are running this huge promotion means that barrier to entry is as low as it gets. So guys, you have about 36 hours. And guys, I only tell you this because I believe that it's going to help you. Of course, if you're not interested, that's fine by me. It's perfectly fine. But if you're someone who is struggling with the above problems that I mentioned, feel free to check it out. And don't forget, you have about 36 hours left to take advantage of the Black Friday price. But otherwise, let's finally dive into the video. Just to give you a high-level overview of what's going on. So as always, we're going to start off our analysis on the higher time frame. And if you take a look at the weekly chart, we recently formed a fair value gap, right? Where price shot straight up and it left a gap in price. This is known as a fair value gap. This is also known as an inefficiency. And if you pay attention to what happens in the past when we get fair value gaps getting filled, price fills it, boom, shoots up. And so already on the weekly time frame, this is looking immensely bullish. Taking a look at the order flow as well, you can see that bullish PDRAs have been respected so far and bearish PDRAs have been taken out. For example, this candle here, this is known as a bearish order block and price has just blown right through it. The green boxes that I've just drew out here are known as bullish order blocks, or rather just a bullish PDRA. And currently these bullish PDRAs are being respected, and so this gives us an indication that the smart money is looking to push the price higher. And I know that smart money sounds really fancy, but it's really just a term to describe the institutional traders, the big traders, the whales, whatever you want to call them. They're the ones who have the ability to move the markets like this. Retail traders, like, as much as it pains me to admit this, but no matter how many of us retail traders band together to try to throw like thousands of dollars into the market, we're just not going to generate this type of move as when compared to when the institutional money does it. Why? Because they quite literally have tens to hundreds of billions of dollars of money at their disposal that they can fire off at any time. It's an amount that retail traders are never going to get close to. And so ideally, we want to be following alongside the footprint of these institutional traders. Ultimately, we want to be trading alongside them and not against them. And one of the best ways to, read the money flow of institutional traders is by studying order flow. And at the very least, on the higher time frame, order flow is incredibly bullish. A fair value gap, by the way, is also a type of PD array, and it is a bullish PD array in this case, and you can see that they are all being respected. Now, time will tell if this will be respected or not, but I do think the statistics point towards this being, more likely that it's going to go up rather than down. Now, if you want my full thesis on what's going on with the entire crypto markets, feel free to watch the video that I already did on Bitcoin and Ethereum. By the way, in both of those videos, I give you just superb opportunities to just dive into an entry just like WIF, especially on Ethereum because it's about to pop. It's the reason why I've been making videos about Ethereum and Ethereum beta coins. Basically, all of my recent videos, they're not outdated yet. So after you watch this video, watch those and you're going to get just many more high probability opportunities. So coming back into WIF, now that we understand the big picture order flow, it's time to zoom into the lower time frame. And in this case, we're going to start off on the daily chart. We're going to draw a fib from this low to this high here because this is when this move began. And you can see that price currently fulfills one of the golden criterias. And I mean this with no pun intended, but price has retraced all the way back to the 0.618, which is also the golden pocket of a Fibonacci retracement. Now, this is wonderful because currently price is sitting, right, at least on the macro, at least on the higher time frame, at least on this leg here, price is sitting at a beautiful spot. Why? Because it's sitting in a discount. Now, in every given trading range, for example, the trading range this time that I have defined is this one to this one. In every trading range, you have a premium and you have a discount. A premium is everything above the 0.5 line and a discount is everything below the 0.5 line. And the easiest way that I can explain premium discount to you is that if I were to sell you an iPhone right now for $5,000, you're not going to buy that. Why? Because it's being sold to you at a huge premium. You know the fair value of an iPhone is usually closer to $1,000 to $1,500, not $5,000. And yet the opposite would be true, where if I sold you an iPhone for $500, you're probably going to buy it. And even if you don't use it yourself, you understand that you can sell that for a premium, right, to make a profit on it. And this is a core tenet of how the smart money and institutional money think. They are never ever looking to accumulate their largest positions when price is in a premium, and similarly, they will never look to sell when it's in a discount. Currently, the fact that we've established that higher time frame order flow is bullish. Currently, we are in a bullish zone of retracement, means that this is the time where we want to start looking for other confluences to perhaps find a refined entry so that we can get in alongside the smart money. Because I bet you that you see this consolidation here, the fact that it's happening within a key zone I'm about to show you right now on the 4-hourly time frame means that the smart money is accumulating, and it's only a matter of time until we break out of this accumulation zone and WIF is going to absolutely take off again. And when it does, you are going to regret missing out on this move if you you're watching this video right now, so hopefully you're not going to face that, but WIF is going to go to a new all-time high. So do not sleep on this. WIF is one of the highest conviction coins that I can possibly recommend to you. This thing is going to go by at least 5x, which will put it at about $15. $10 WIF is an inevitability, even though this is already like a multi-billion-dollar market cap. Don't forget just the immense crazy run that Solana managed to do in the last cycle. You look at ADA, BNB, whatever, like there are so many coins that went from absolutely zero or even $1 billion and they went up to 10, 20, $30 billion. And so you're very much not late to the party yet. Altcoin season has not truly begun yet. And it's also the reason why I say like the recent videos that I've made is, well, you're not too late yet. So feel free to watch them after you finish this video. So taking a look at WIF on the 4-hourly chart now that we've established our high time frame environment. By the way, this is a really good tip that you can take away, which is you always start on a higher time frame before you jump onto the lower time frame. It truly helps to identify at least the order flow and the direction of your higher time frame before you start zooming into the lower time frame. Because first of all, if you don't know in which direction the market is going, it's really tough to find areas to trade from. Like, do I look for shorts or do I look for longs? Like, what exactly am I looking for? Now, coming back to the 4-hourly time frame, there are two main things that I want to talk about. Two very just something that will give you a true glimpse into the behind the scenes of what's going on with price delivery. The first of which is going to be this zone here that I drew in the green box. Now this zone is known as a demand zone, where you have a drop and then you have a base and you have a rally. Now this is a textbook picture perfect demand zone, and so previously I had already set a limit to buy in this area. And by the way, you do get access to these entries as part of the AAC Alpha group. I will be sharing them with you. Again, entry, stop, exit, wherever that may be. Now, the reason why this demand zone matters is because if we are truly bullish, price will not break below this demand zone. If anything, the best indication that you can possibly see that this demand zone is being respected is that price jumps into it and then boom, right, shoots away from the demand zone. That would be the ideal scenario. Obviously, that is currently not the case because prices went through an extended consolidation phase, but this is also not terrible news either, because right now, taking a look at the 4-hourly chart, you can see two very distinct volume areas. The first of which is going to be from here to here. The second of which is where price currently is right now, where price has done a lot of trading between these two zones. Now, if I were to define the value area high, and then now I will draw the value area low, and let's say it's going to be somewhere like that. There is no like perfect way to do this, by the way. It's just taking a look at where the majority of the volume is concentrated, and you're going to get, a decent, and you're going to be right, and you're going to be decently right most of the time. So taking a look at the volume area. Now, the reason why the volume area matters is because this is undeniable proof on the chart as well as in the transaction history that market participants believe that this is a great price to transact this asset, which is why you always see like markets moving from, periods of high volatility to periods of low volatility before you get the next leg up and the next leg up, right? This is a very common trend in the market where, for example, impulse move, and then you get consolidation, impulse move, consolidation, impulse move. Currently you are getting a retracement, so it's another impulse move before you go into a consolidation. Hopefully this time around it's going to lead to another pump, but the reason why this happens is because the market needs to rebalance itself. Nothing goes straight up or straight down forever, because you need to come to a point where, for example, people that are in profit are looking to distribute, and people that have not gotten into the move yet are looking to get into the move, as well as people looking to short or whatever, right? There needs to exist some kind of area where these activities can happen. And I promise you, this is not happening when the market is moving straight up or straight down. And at some point, there will always be a tug of war between the buyers and sellers to establish some kind of fair value. This would be an area where sellers would always look to sell, and this is an area where perhaps buyers will always look to buy. It doesn't matter if there are more buyers or if there are more sellers, like that's a minute detail, but the key here is that we understand now that this is a value area, and there are two ways that we can use the value area. And the first one is looking for failed breakouts, and the second one is looking for, well, a successful breakout of the value area. Essentially what happens when you get a failed breakout is, okay, we've already established that this is our value area low and high. So notice what happens when you fail the breakout. You come back down, you retest the value area high and turn it into resistance before you oscillate to the other side of the value area. Similarly, the moment you get rejected, right? At this point here, this is also a failed breakout. The sellers tried to push the price underneath the value area. Clearly, they got exhausted, and so price returns back into the value area, retests the value area low. By the way, again, this is not an exact science. It's just a value area is just looking for an area where the majority, where you can confidently say the majority of the trading volume is located at. And it would seem on this chart that it doesn't start at this point, and it clearly doesn't start at this point. It's right here, right? There's a very clear peak. So retesting the value area low just also happens to retest the 200 EMA on the 4-hourly chart, and then boom, price oscillates back to the value area high. So currently, knowing this theory, we only have two possibilities here. The fact that we have already filled this demand zone and price is currently shooting out of the demand zone, the fact that we have failed a breakout below the value area low means that there is a surplus of buyers looking to just buy this up and push the price higher.
Sorry guys, the audio got cut off after this part of the video. Only realized this when editing. That value area between 3.3 and 3 will very likely hold. If price returns to that area and breaks structure to the upside strongly, that's a really good sign that some god candles are about to come in. This video might be a little late, but understand that as long as structure is broken and the value area holds, you just need to buy high and sell higher. We'll definitely make more videos on WIF, so subscribe if you want to see more. And if you've been struggling to see the results you want from this bull run, the AOC Alpha Group can help. Price goes up after tonight, so take advantage of the offer while you can. Trade safe, and see you in the next one.